an anniversary is really an opportunity. Together, my wife and I have orbited the sun one more time, and we've shared experiences both exhilarating and traumatizing in that grand ellipse. This is a chance to catalog some of those moments and to evaluate our shared ability to live and overcome. About 2 weeks ago, I took my wife on a special date. We signed up for a group bicycle trip, a tour through Jordan's fertile farmlands down by Medeba. As we pedaled those paths, we had a lot of time to talk. We considered our 22 years of dizzying forward motion and how it's high time for a perceptive look backward as we make our next plans. Our story is your basic boy meets girl story, except that it's more like East meets West, and we both had a lot to learn. Marriage experts always talk about embracing differences, but our relationship has really been about managing spaces. Khalil Gibran said, "Let there be spaces in your togetherness, and let the winds of the heavens dance between you." At our best, it's been something like that for us. Ghada and I were married in July 1996, on a sweltering afternoon in Amman, Jordan. When an important life covenant is witnessed by hundreds of people at a public gathering, you tend to consider the weight a little more consciously than you might otherwise. And that's exactly what happened to me that day. The rings, the candles, the pen and ink on the parchment, they are common but powerful symbols of a promise made before a church full of fellow travelers, but most importantly, before our God. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, said Plato, until another heart whispers back. Music has always been a part of the journey that my wife and I have shared, and we have constantly endeavored to stitch the fragments together into a complete song. In December 1995, on a trip to Fez, Jordan, we began this trend by singing Christmas songs to a group of local children. As we marched and sang, we eventually reached the souk, where we got to sing a song for everyone. This was the beginning of a beautiful pattern. Over the years, we've played a lot of music together, and these shared experiences have shaped our life as a couple. We have used our voices to inspire children, to lead worship, and even to present ideas. In our teaching vocation, we have pursued excellence, purposing to shape the hearts and lives of our students in meaningful ways. From kindergarten to college classrooms, we have walked through every door that God has opened, listening and learning. We found a lot of joy in these years, but there is a growing ache, like the memory of a song that was not yet written. After we had been married for 11 years, we took our first trip to the land beyond the river, as the ancient Persians used to say. We crossed the Jordan and spent 2 days in Jerusalem and Bethlehem, eyes wide open. Then, a watershed moment for us as a couple. We visited the Church of the Nativity in Manger Square. It was December 27th, 2007, and a petition rose in our hearts. Since it was 2 days after Christmas, the Advent story was replaying itself in our minds. We found ourselves kneeling in that old stone church, asking our God for children, and seeking His heart for our future together. We had no idea that precisely 5 years later, our second son would step out of the womb.
And here's Angie. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
All right, he's a big boy, 5 pounds and 6 ounces.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute.
5 pounds, 6 ounces.
Already?
It's in the 77th percentile.
Lord have mercy. I was reading where they're supposed to be this week. 4 pounds.
Oh no.
Hello, mister.
You said you thought he was big, huh?
Oh my goodness.
It was 2010, and we lived in Pensacola, Florida, where we had been for 14 years. You would be hard-pressed to find a place more beautiful, or sand more bright. We had a storehouse of pleasant memories to go along with our work. One night, God had dropped a zinger on me during dinner. She was expecting our first child. On November 30th, Steve and Paul joined the company of the world, and everything changed. To put it another way, our song was no longer incomplete. Two years later, God gave us a second miracle. Sebastian Nadim was born on December 27th, 2012, making our life song complete. Having children certainly made for a number of changes in our relationship, and we were learning to sing a new song. By the summer of 2013, we were settling into a pleasurable routine with our sons, and we took a family trip to the Middle East. While we were there, Ghada and I spent some time observing how the church in Jordan was addressing the refugee crisis. God had another curveball to throw, and this time the change was big. He led us back to the Middle East to serve in a school there. Our greatest challenges as a couple have emerged these past 2 years. Some days we struggle to find the right parenting balance. Some days we have a lot more questions than answers. Sometimes it's even hard to sing when the soundtrack overpowers everything. I'm thankful that our God loves us deeply and that He continues to lead us. I'm thankful for my gem of a wife. Her facets surprise and delight me each day. If we're going to keep singing this song well, we're going to need more reinvention than improvisation. Plato went on to say, "Those who wish to sing always find a song." Some might call that courage or fortitude. I call that pressing toward the mark. Happy 22nd anniversary, baby. I love you.
This is a pistachio tree. I have not seen these in such a long time. We had one at the Abdali house, at my grandparents' house, but we mainly used to see pistachios green like this when we used to visit Aleppo.
what you do, my heart's becoming true. It aches to make room for you. Just don't let go. No. I'm just a sentimental fool. I can't let you go.
Look at the camera. Tell us where we are.
We are in Tartus, and this is in Syria. It's the shore. There are other shores, but we're in this specific one. Right now we're riding a boat to go to an island.
We took one of the pistachios from the field and we opened it. And on the outside is this red stuff. You open it and you find the pistachio. And this is the first one that I'm going to eat. That's good.